Why do humans feel lonely, even when they're not alone? Before we begin, take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let the noise around you soften. Loneliness is usually imagined as silence, empty rooms, unanswered messages, no one nearby. But there is another kind of loneliness, a quieter one, a deeper one. It appears when people are around, when voices fill the space, when life looks full from the outside. And that is what makes it confusing. You might be sitting with friends, sharing a meal, listening to laughter, and suddenly feel a distance you can't explain. You ask yourself, how can I feel lonely right now? Why does something feel missing? This kind of loneliness doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't demand attention. It simply rests inside you, soft and heavy at the same time. Most people believe loneliness comes from being alone. But loneliness is not about absence. It is about disconnection. You can be surrounded by people and still feel unseen. Because humans don't only need company, they need understanding. We want someone to notice what we don't say, to hear the meaning behind our words, to sense what we feel without us having to explain it perfectly. When that doesn't happen, something inside begins to withdraw. So we adapt. We choose safer words. We hide complicated thoughts. We soften our emotions. We smile when we feel tired. We listen more than we speak. Not because we are dishonest, but because being fully honest feels risky. And slowly we become present without being known. Another reason loneliness appears is expectation. We expect certain people to understand us naturally. Friends, partners, family. When they don't notice something important, when they respond without depth, the disappointment often stays unspoken. You tell yourself it's not worth explaining. You learn to carry things quietly. You keep going. Over time, this quiet caring becomes heavy. But emotional disconnection is not the only explanation. Some psychologists believe loneliness is biological. From this view, loneliness is not a weakness. It is an alarm system. Just as hunger tells you to eat and pain tells you something is wrong, loneliness tells you your social bonds don't feel secure enough. Even if people are nearby, the brain asks deeper questions. Do I belong here? Am I emotionally safe? If the answer feels uncertain, loneliness appears. Others believe loneliness is connected to personality. Some people are naturally more sensitive, more reflective, more aware of emotional nuance. They notice tone changes, pauses, what is left unsaid. For them, shallow connection feels louder than silence. So while others feel comfortable in groups, they feel lonely, not because something is wrong, but because they need depth in a world that often stays on the surface. There is also an existential view. This perspective says loneliness is part of being human. No matter how close we get to another person, no one can fully experience the world exactly as we do. Our thoughts remain private. Our inner world remains our own. From this angle, loneliness isn't something to fix. It's something to understand, not as despair, but as a reminder of individuality. Modern life adds another layer. We are constantly connected, yet rarely present. Messages replace conversations. Screens replace eye contact. Noise replaces silence. We see fragments of other people's lives, carefully chosen moments of happiness and success. And without realizing it, we compare. We wonder why everyone else seems fulfilled while we feel something missing. And then the mind asks a painful question, what is wrong with me? But loneliness is not a failure. It is not a defect. Loneliness is a signal. It is your mind saying, I want depth. I want meaning. I want connection that feels real. And sometimes loneliness isn't about missing people at all. Sometimes it comes from being disconnected from yourself. When you don't fully know what you feel, what you need, what you want. When you're always adapting to others but never listening inward. In those moments, loneliness isn't asking for company, it's asking for honesty. There is something important to remember. Loneliness is not always something to escape. Sometimes it is something to listen to. It can be an invitation to slow down, to stop performing, to stop pretending everything is fine. It asks you to seek spaces and people where you don't have to shrink, filter yourself, or translate your emotions. And until those spaces appear, it asks you to be gentle with yourself. If you feel lonely even when you're not alone, it does not mean something is wrong with you. It means you are human. Somewhere right now, others feel exactly the same. You just haven't met them yet. Take one last slow breath. You are not alone in this feeling. How to ease loneliness, even when you're not alone. Before we talk about change, let's slow down for a moment. Because loneliness is not something you fight, it's something you understand. If you try to get rid of loneliness by force, it often grows stronger. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because loneliness doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to care. The first thing to understand is this: loneliness is not an enemy, it is information. It's your mind and nervous system saying something important is missing. And before you can ease that feeling, you need to listen to what it's asking for. Many people try to escape loneliness by surrounding themselves with more people, more conversations, more noise, more distraction. Sometimes that helps, but often it doesn't, because loneliness is not cured by presence. It's eased by alignment. The first step is learning to be emotionally honest with yourself. Ask yourself gently, what am I actually feeling right now? Not what you should feel, not what others expect you to feel, but what is truly there. Sadness, disappointment, longing, tiredness, or simply emptiness. When feelings remain unnamed, they turn into loneliness. Naming them doesn't make them disappear, but it makes them lighter. The second step is reducing self-abandonment. Many people feel lonely because they have learned to leave themselves in order to be accepted by others. They adapt constantly. They soften their needs. They silence parts of themselves. Over time, this creates an inner split. You are present with others, but absent from yourself. To ease loneliness, practice staying with your own experience. This can be as simple as pausing before you agree, saying I'm not sure instead of it's fine, allowing your real response to exist, even if you don't express it out loud yet. The third step is seeking depth, not quantity. Not everyone can meet you emotionally, and that's not a failure. It's reality. Trying to feel understood by the wrong people will always increase loneliness. Instead of asking, how can I be more likable? Ask, with whom can I be more real? One emotionally safe connection is more regulating to the nervous system than 10 shallow ones. Another important step is learning to tolerate silence. Loneliness often becomes louder when we never sit still long enough to hear ourselves. If every quiet moment is filled with noise, your inner world never has space to settle. Spending gentle time alone, without distraction, helps rebuild inner connection. This is not isolation. This is grounding. It teaches your nervous system that you are safe with yourself. There is also a biological layer to loneliness. When the body is chronically stressed, tired, or overstimulated, the brain interprets the world as less safe. In those states, loneliness intensifies. So caring for your body matters more than you think. Sleep, movement, regular meals, natural light. These are not small things. They are emotional stabilizers. And finally, there is one truth many people avoid. Loneliness does not disappear completely. At certain moments in life, it will return. Transitions, growth, change, loss. These experiences naturally create distance. even from people we love. The goal is not to eliminate loneliness forever. The goal is to stop being afraid of it. When loneliness is met with curiosity instead of panic, it softens. When it is met with compassion instead of judgment, it loses its grip. If you feel lonely even when you're not alone, you don't need to fix yourself. You need to listen more kindly, connect more honestly, and allow depth to matter. This feeling is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that your inner world wants to be met, and that is something you can learn to do, slowly, gently, and in your own time. Take a slow breath. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming more aware, and that is where real connection begins. Thank you for listening. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.